And so let's talk about why all things are possible. All things are possible because law of attraction is about energy and vibration. It is not about materialistic things. Vibration, if you think and focus on this cell phone, you can bend it. You can do whatever you want with it because it really is mind over matter. Mind over matter. And that's why all things are possible. But if your belief says, no, I can't do that. Now, even though your lips are saying all things are possible, but inside you're not believing it. And if you don't believe it, then for you, all things are not possible. This is the issue. We negate our worry. Worry is the thing that negates positive beliefs. Because you want this to be true, but your current beliefs are not up to speed with what you want. So either you have to stop wanting the thing that you want, or you got to change the beliefs. Because seriously, all things are possible. Every single thing that you want is absolutely, completely, and totally possible. So we just have to remind ourselves. We just have to keep reminding ourselves because we forget. And the reason we forget is because so far our training has not, this is new training. We have not known this stuff. So now learning it is going to take some time. And the reason, I tell you, the only reason it takes time is lack of awareness. You know why? Because we go off on autopilot, we zone out. We zone out and we go into a place where we are not aware of our thoughts. Have you ever been in a place where you suddenly jerk yourself and you say, oh, where was I? I wasn't paying attention. And it happens a lot when you're doing those things that don't require your attention because your body knows how to do those things, like washing dishes, cleaning the house, cleaning the car, driving. We phase out. We also phase out with music, watching television. We phase out. Even though you're watching TV, but you're not focused on what is happening on television unless you tell your mind to focus there. So what we have to do is to give our mind clear instructions so that it does not zone out. Give your mind clear instructions so that it does not zone out. It's like children or employees. When you have an employee who works for you, if you don't tell the employee what you want it to do, it's just going to do whatever it wants to do. And, you might hire someone to clean your house and help you declutter or get rid of things. But if you just leave them sitting there, they're going to go on their cell phone unless you tell them what you need done. They are not going to do it. And your mind is like that. Your mind is a tool at your disposal, but you have to tell your mind what to do. Otherwise, it'll just do whatever it wants to do. And if it is not used to being positive, then it will just do what it is used to doing, which is worry. We teach our minds to worry because that is what the news teaches us. That is what television teaches us. That is what our parents teach us. That is what people at school teach us. That is what our family members and society teaches us. And if you pay attention to what's going on in your environment, Everyone is teaching you to worry, because worry has become the equivalent of caring. I care, therefore I worry about you. But that's counterproductive. It was never meant to be that way. News makes us worry about what is going on in the world. But worry never fixes the things that are going on in the world. In fact, your worry expands them. If you start worrying about inflation and employment and things like that, you are contributing to the problem. You're not helping to fix things. Your parents tell you to worry about the things. You better get that done. You better study. You better do this. You better do that. And then you see them worrying. Make sure you get there on time. So they teach you to worry. And they might say, don't worry. But you see them practicing worry. So you learn to worry. Your teachers make you worry. Get this assignment in on time. Otherwise, that generates worry. Fear-based stuff always generates worry. A fear-based perspective, the perspective of something going wrong, will always generate negative energy. And that is what we have been used to doing. We grow up with that. So now we are learning a whole different skill. When you're learning a whole new skill, you gotta be aware. You gotta pay attention. Because if you don't pay attention, you will not learn. Imagine sitting in a car you've never driven before, and you turn the engine on and put the car in gear, and now you zone out. Well, hello. If you don't tell the car where to go, it's just going to drive itself into a ditch. And so this is what we want to get away from. And I promise you, it takes time. The more aware you are, the less time it takes to learn law of attraction. Aha! The more aware you are, the less time it will take for you to learn and start applying the law of attraction. Awareness, and that's why the whole world intuitively knows this, because so many people talk about mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is preventing my mind from wandering. Mindfulness is staying in this now moment, this moment that I am living right now. That's mindfulness. And if we live in this moment right now, we are preventing our mind from wandering. And so we can tell our mind how we want, what perspective do we want. We can only tell our mind what perspective we want if we live in this current moment. That is what makes the 6 thinking choices so important, because when you are mindful, then you need the 6 thinking choices. I'm only going to go to the 3 positive choices. Past positive, now positive, future positive. If I find myself going negative, past negative, now negative, future negative, I will stop and I will say, no, not going there. And nobody can do this for you. You have to do it for yourself. It does not matter how good a teacher I am not inside your head. Awareness is up to you. I cannot inject you with awareness. And the more aware you are, the faster you will progress. That's how we learn. We learn from being aware. Imagine sitting in school, going to a lecture, university, whether you're in grade school or you're in university. If you sit through a lecture and you're on your phone, or you're doing something else, or your thoughts are something else, or somewhere else, that lecture passes over the top of your head. You don't get anything from it. That's why mindfulness is so important. If you're not mindful, you cannot use the tools that are in this book. This is a powerful book. But if you are not mindful, then it's not going to help you. Mindfulness is what helps us to create the skill. Because knowledge does not become skill. Hear me. Knowledge does not become skill unless you are aware and you use the knowledge and apply it. Use it. Put it into action. That is the role of action in our lives. Action is very important because we go from knowledge to skill because of action. Action is the connecting line between knowledge and skill. Action is the connecting line between knowledge and skill. Action is the connecting line between knowledge and skill. You can read 10,000 books. 10,000 books. I have them right here. It wasn't until I started applying the knowledge inside those books that knowledge became skill. When just knowledge is not going to improve your life. Hello, hear this. Just knowledge is not going to improve your life. Knowledge has to become a skill. That is when life improves. Just knowledge is not going to improve your life. Knowledge has to be converted into skill. That's when you start seeing the impact. And so I have some brilliant minds come to me. These brilliant minds, absolutely phenomenal intelligence, off the charts intelligence. They come to me and they say, I understand law of attraction. Why is my life not changing? You got the knowledge. You're not applying it, for heaven's sake. You're not going to see the difference in your life unless you apply the knowledge. Knowledge becomes a skill through application. Application involves action. Thinking is an action. That's why your thinking has to change. Once your thinking changes, your life changes. Because thinking is an action. You're doing something. You took action on worry. That's why worry is now you are a professional worrier. If your life isn't changing. What happens when we want to go from one profession to another profession? We go back to school. We go and learn from someone. We practice the new skill. You learned how to worry. You learned it so well. You are an expert worrier. Now you got to learn a new skill. The new skill of chilling out. Well, in order to learn this new skill, you first have to get the knowledge. Then you got to apply the knowledge. Don't sit there on the knowledge. Those eggs will not hatch. It does not matter how long you sit on them. They are not going to hatch unless you put that knowledge into action, which means stop going off on autopilot. Stay in this moment. Which law of attraction skill do I need to apply in this moment? Your life is what you are creating with your thoughts. If you zone out, then you're not doing the work. If you don't do the work, nothing changes. You cannot just learn. You cannot just learn. Just learning without putting it into action will not get you the results that you are so thirsty for. I know you are thirsty. I was thirsty. I know you are thirsty for those results. You can go get those results.